watching the movies, cartoons, comics. What happens in the future when you let yourself be databased and tracked and traced? And you have a chance to change that. Young men and young women out here, people are watching you all over the internet. What happens with your school? The RFID tracking is a big deal. Are you property of the school district? You need to be barcoded as you walk in the building so the school district can get more money. They spent over $150,000 to put this tag around your neck. It's freedom of speech, baby. We have a right to think for ourselves and not be a slave, not be a number, not be an animal, not be a sheep. You're free. And this is my home. It's the United States of America. We got First Amendment, Second Amendment, Fourth Amendment, your right to privacy. What, are we pets to be chipped, to put a leash on us, put a tag on us? Never. You're more than that. You should expect more from yourself, and we expect more from you because you're the future. You're not just an animal to be cataloged, put an RFID tag around you, we'll barcode you and enter the building. No, you're a human being, you're not a product. ISD, to get more money, no, you're more than that.
No, she's not in charge of me. I'm not here on my own.
Hi, what is your name?
My name's Jerry Hernandez.
And what are you here protesting today?
I'm here protesting the RFID tracking chips at John Jay High School.
Alright, and when did this start?
This started on Monday, August 27th.
Alright, and why do you believe that they shouldn't be doing this to the students?
Because they're spying on me. This is an invasion of my privacy and it is against everything I believe in.
We'll scan your children, bring them right up to the school, we'll scan them, and we'll bring them in, and we'll inventory them and catalog them. We need to get this information on the record. We got a budget. We need money. We need to scan your kids like inventory because they're our product, and we need to show the products in stock. We can't meet the demand, and that demand is for money. So we need to supply the demand. We need your children. We need to inventory them. We need to catalog them as our supply so we can reach our demand. More money for this budget. Hey, never mind the $500,000 we spend on this expensive, invasive RFID tracking technology. It's money well spent. The kids need to be chipped. They need to be cataloged. They need to be inventoried. They are products, and they are the minds to be molded for the future. And putting the RFID tags on them.
Where do you go to school?
John Jay Science and Engineering Academy.
Talk about, what brings all of you here today.
We're here today to protest these RFID chips because it is an invasion of my privacy. They did not ask me. This is my civil liberty. They are stepping on my toes on everything.
And talk about these trackers. What exactly are they?
These trackers, they let the administration and all of Northside keep an eye on students because they think that it's necessary. They think it's for their money. They are doing nothing at all for this. This is nothing. This program will not work. This is an invasion of everybody's privacy, and this is an invasion of my religious beliefs.
And do you feel that they could be spending money more wisely in other ways?
Absolutely. They could be spending money in many different ways. They could be spending it on our fine arts, our athletics, our teachers. We just had teacher cutbacks. We need this money for our teachers, not for these tracking chips.
And you feel that they really don't serve the purpose, I guess, that the district has for them?
They do not serve a purpose. The only purpose is their service to spy on me. And I am not a pet. You cannot put a tracking device on me like you do your dog. I am not a dog.
Finding out about it, I feel like we didn't really, all the parents were not aware about this coming down, and I don't want it for my children. I feel that I'm a responsible parent, and other parents can be responsible for their own children's activity or truancy. I don't think it will be effective as far as really tracking students. I know that it's important to the dollars used to the school district to count attendance, but I feel that it is an invasion
feel that you know they've obviously spent money on these? Do you feel that it's kind of a cost too much?
Absolutely. While most districts are cutting back, class size, I know in elementary is already increased. My high schooler tells me sometimes there aren't enough chairs in the English class. And here we are spending $500,000 on this project. Bad timing on top of everything else.
And are you guys going to be speaking in this meeting?
Yes, several parents and even students have signed up to speak to the board tonight.
And what are you hoping, the message you're hoping to get to them?
Well, I'm hoping that they understand that we need to be heard and we want it to stop. And certainly, if this is a pilot and they've already blown that money, I hope that's the last we hear of it.
Is there anything else that I'm missing?
No, just we appreciate the people who have come out tonight, and we ask parents to be aware that more information will come down. Be ready to stand up for their kids.
Thank you.
Yes, my name is Stephen Hernandez. I'm the parent of Andrea Hernandez. My daughter goes to John Jay High School. You've seen me on the news all week long, and I want to start out by telling you that I noticed y'all said a prayer tonight. Okay?
To new email.
And this is how I feel. If you could say a prayer, then you know where I'm coming from. This infringes on my religious beliefs, my religious freedoms with this RFID chip. You're stepping on our civil liberties, our civil rights. We're human beings, we're not animals, we're not here to be tracked. You say that you invested this, Northside said they invested this as an investment to get a $2 million investment. The problem I have here is that you voted amongst yourself. You didn't have the people vote. And this is a very serious issue. People should have had an opportunity to hear it and come in. Now, I apologize, maybe you had something set up and I didn't know about it, but I'm here now. I believe that our civil liberties are being approached on, and I won't stand for it. And that's for my family. We believe that there's a heaven and a hell. And it's our hellfire belief that if we participate in this, it's not going to be good for my family or my children. Okay? My daughter will not wear the badge. She will not wear the badge. Just want to let you know that we are endorsed by several organizations, which one is the Electronic Frontier Foundation, the FOBUD, is a big brother of words out of Germany, the Constitutional Alliance, Activism, and the ACLU. We've been supported by the ACLU, Big Brother Watch, the Identity Project, and Citizens Council for Health and Freedom. This is the United States of America, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot track our children. We're already being tracked by these things here. We're tracked by the credit cards we have in our pockets. It is enough for the kids to have to go to school and want to learn. Then you have to have this tag on, and they got to walk around feeling, oh my God, I got a tag on. I can't do this and I can't do that. I'm constantly being watched. I just want to make it clear to the board today that neither one of my children, Andrea nor Vincent, will be wearing a badge. They're not going to wear it. There's nothing wrong with them wearing the regular school ID. You're stepping on my religious freedom, my religious rights, our civil liberties, and I'm here to say that today, my family will not participate in this. My daughter will not participate. I believe that you have overstepped your boundaries. We have, as a Christian family, believe that our religious freedom is being infringed upon, and we will not stand for it. And I'm sorry to be as thorny in your side for the last 2 weeks, but that's how I feel. And it's about time that people stand up. And a lot of people, there's 50% say good, 50% say nay. But for those naysayers, they need to be educated. They need to understand. We have a position paper that I hope that we send out to you. But if not, we can get you that copy. So thank you for your time. I certainly appreciate it.
Andrea. Hi, my name is Andrea Hernandez, and I go to Science and Engineering Academy at John Jay High School. This badge is unnecessary. There is cameras every 5 to 10 feet. That is enough monitoring. We have administration out in the hallways to watch us. We have more than enough security, and we have more than enough protection. Students do not need to be tracked like animals. There's absolutely no need for us to have this tracking chip on us. I'm not a dog, I'm not a cat, I'm not your pet. I am a student and I'm not a number. My student identification number is enough, and so is the badge I had last year and the year before. I can't eat my lunch without my badge, and I can't check out books without my badge. That is taking it a step too far. Northside needs to understand that we are not pets and we are not numbers. We are students and we have beliefs, and that is exactly what Northside is infringing upon. You guys are infringing upon my religious beliefs, and I am not going to compromise my religion for Northside Independent School District. I will not do that. I will not wear the badge, and if I get in trouble, I'm not going to go down without coming to you guys again. This is one thing that does need to be taken seriously. This is not just some teenager up here ranting because it looks tacky. Looks have nothing to do with this. I am up here because this is against my religion. You guys did not ask my parents nor me about this, and somebody needed to ask us. Nobody asked the people in Northside. Nobody asked the taxpayers. This is the taxpayers' money that is going to pay for this. Nobody asked us. I wish somebody would have. If I get in trouble at John Jay, then so be it. But I would rather be in trouble for doing the right thing than be in trouble in the afterlife because I did the right thing by the school district. Thank you.
I'm sorry, at the very beginning, I stated that the audience should refrain from applause or any negative response, and I would request that the audience do refrain from that. Mr. Stephen, I believe it's Hunt. Is it, I'm sorry? Is your last name Hunt? Hi.
I'll be brief. Thank you for your time. My name is Stephen Hunt. I'm a former resident of San Antonio. I'm also a former employee of Backspace. I currently live in Austin, but I caught wind of this RFID issue with the NXD district, and I'm concerned that there hasn't been enough oversight as to how this is being implemented and how the contracting is being handled and this sort of thing. And I think it's really important to understand the concept of the slippery slope of privacy, that the more technology encroaches into our personal lives, the more we need to address it and control it, and make sure that it doesn't take over our lives. And the only other thing I'd like to say is that our children are not cattle. Thank you very much.
Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you. Ms. Judy Messer?
I'll also be brief. My name is Judy Messer, as stated, and I drove in all the way from Austin, Texas. I'm a mother of 2 young children, and you might wonder why a mother with 2 young kids in tow would drive an hour and a half to come speak to you. And it comes from my personal convictions as well as a mother's heart. I'm here also to speak and voice my concern on the RFID system pilot project at the 2 schools, Jay High School and Hanson Middle School. I was there on Monday, opening day, holding a picket sign and seeing all those wonderful students coming in, and it really ate at my conscience for quite some time, and I didn't know why, but I was responding to something that was urging, because this form of this ubiquitous surveillance is really inappropriate. And I could highlight 3 areas that I've been thinking about in research and coming to the conclusion, and I respectfully submit them for your review and consideration too, that may not have been voiced earlier. The dehumanizing nature of it, which a couple of people have mentioned as well. You know, one of the stated purposes on the webpage of this RFID project is that it will help in accurately tracking the attendance, but it doesn't stop there. The principal of the Jones Middle School stated in an interview at one point that the trends of how long a student spends in the bathroom stall will be analyzed as well. And obviously that nature there is kind of unsettling You can look that up. It was in one of the articles that were, I believe, from June of this year, 2012, when they were discussing that. The second aspect is the conditioning aspect, and that's a strange kind of thing to think about, because we think about, oh, how these monitor the students, but it really conditions them. As a mother of 2 young children, I understand and see how very well they are conditioned to what adults say or do. Some of them are rebellious, and they may not appear that way, but they are conditioned, and they're learning as young Americans. You know, they're supposed to be preparing for their future in the schools, and I'm not so sure if the board is aware that this tracking and monitoring conditions them to accept this constant monitoring of not only their whereabouts, but their actual behavior. And I saw the card go up. So thirdly, the action is somewhat coercive in nature. The young lady had mentioned how if she has no ID, she has no educational services. And if you refuse to wear your badge as a leash, so to speak, because you have to wear it, then disciplinary action will ensue. All these students are all equally deserving of privacy, and one thing I know for sure is once you give your privacy away, you can never get it back. We see that in the social networks, on YouTube, and the things that children make mistakes on. And you know, we want the children to have their privacy. They're real deserving of it. And I'm here because I do not want this project to come to Austin, Texas, so I'm here on the front lines trying to voice my opinion and your consideration. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Nice. Good.
Chris Smith.
Hello. My name is Christopher Smith. I'm a proud father of 4. I tell you, I think this is an issue. I really don't know any of y'all personally, obviously, nor your personal views on the issue, but obviously this is an issue. And this is being told that San Antonio is a pilot school. There's going to be a lot of other cities, and much less the rest of the San Antonio, looking at how this goes. And this issue isn't going away. Obviously, there's a lot of adamant people about this, but I'm going to assume that this board has instituted this pilot program with the best intentions, because obviously, and there's a lot of parents that like the idea of it too, and it sounds good. I mean, yeah, technology, let's utilize it to help keep the kids safe. It sounds great, but obviously now you're being confronted, hopefully not for the first time, but with issues of privacy, not to mention religious views, which is one that I didn't even think about. And then, yeah, just the children's right to privacy. There's also health issues that I've just recently started becoming aware of by doing research, but supposedly these chips put off electric stuff that messes with your thyroid gland. There's lots of, I mean, obviously I'm not a scientist nor a doctor, but there's tons of literature online that you should do, and that's what I'm really up here to plead that y'all do, is do your due diligence. Obviously, this just isn't the way to spend $500,000, and it appears from the outside that this is, and this is cynical, this is like how it appears from the outside, that this money is being spent in hopes of getting future monies, you know, from the government with this working out. And I hope that that's not the case, you know, that you really are just wanting to keep the kids safe. I can't really tell by the looks of your faces, to be honest with you, where you stand on this, but it is a very serious issue, and like, I can't say it any better than the woman before me. I just hope you took some notes, because yeah, that was very well said. The children are, I mean, it's just, yeah. I mean, I think you get the gist of it. I would hope that y'all do, like I said, do your own research. I mean, this is serious. This is super serious stuff. It's a lot of money. It's $500,000. I mean, just that alone is kind of hair-raising to me, that I think this money could be spent on getting some specialists, field trips, find out what these kids really need in their lives, make some memories for them, instead of spending all this money on this tracking technology. I mean, it's really something to think about. I know it sounds good, and it could be a good thing, depending on how you look at it, but ultimately, this is some 1984 stuff. I mean, it really is. Y'all might look at me and some of my groups like conspiracy theorists, but look at it from our point of view. The children are being forcibly, and you know what's going to happen next? When the kids start throwing them away or they get lost, well, it'll have to be on a bracelet. And once that's not good enough, maybe there will be the implant. And I know I'm taking it very far out there, but that, I mean, things happen. Do study world history. I mean, there's some crazy stuff happened in this world before, and I don't want to see it, you know, here in America for sure. Nowhere in the world, really. But thanks for your time. And I hope that we can get some feedback from this meeting on, and maybe if you were enlightened on some things, or I don't know how it's going to go, but
Thank you, Mr. Medina.
but it's not going to end with tonight. We're not going to go. I mean, it's going to keep being an issue. So.
I'm sorry, I called you Mr. Medina. That was your last name was Mr.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Matthew Medina.
Hello. Okay, it's a little loud. Let me check. One check. Check. Okay. All right. Well, I got to come with a, you got to look at it from two different perspectives, and I'll entertain the other perspective. Kids aren't going to school. School needs a budget. And you know what? Maybe it's a good idea to put tracking chips on their neck, and Wade and Garcia is pretty happy about it. I mean, you made this RFID company really a lot of money. So does the Houston schools, and I think it's a good idea. Maybe we should track all the teachers, faculty, board members. I think you guys should wear an RFID tag as well, not just the children. I think we should have scanners not only at the school doors, but maybe in your vehicles, because you are paid by the taxpayer. And I want to see where the money goes. I mean, if the students are going to be tracked, I want to know who the teachers are, who the faculty are. I want their background checks. I want to know if there's pedophiles watching the RFID tags on the children's necks. Because according to Wade and Garcia, a few people have access to watch where the kids are at all times, and that even law enforcement can have access to this. And this is logged, and it's tracked, and it's kept on a record. And like he said, even the CEO of Wade and Garcia, we can't see when they go into the bathroom, but we can see when they went in there, because the nearest scanner will let us know when they went off the grid. Because there are going to be scanners every 50 to 7 feet, and these RFID tags are active. They're sending out a charge, and the receivers receive in that charge. And you know what? Maybe the kids deserve to be tracked. Maybe they're just animals, and maybe we shouldn't just track them at school. Maybe we should put on the bus. Maybe we should put on their cars. Maybe we should send them home with laptops with cameras
on the bus,
so we can watch them at home and we can see what they do on the internet. Maybe we should put tracking devices above their mouths so we can see what they eat, because kids are getting fat. Why not? Let's see if they're eating Big Macs. Let's see if they're spurging out on fast food. Come on, why are we stopping with tags at school? Let's go further. I mean, come on. What are they eating? Where are they going? Where does it stop? And that's just it. It doesn't. There's money involved. So we got to inventory and catalog our products and have a showing for that. We got to show an inventory, and we got to get a check. And where's the line drawn? We got to entertain both sides. Let's go all the way. Let's go all the way. And it's unfortunate to hear there wasn't a big meeting with the public, with the school, with the parents and the students and the public. There wasn't a really big deal about it. But as soon as the headline hit the internet that San Antonio schools putting RFIDs on kids, that went international, and now it is international, and you got international attention. You got interest from the Electronic Frontier Foundation, a pioneer in privacy, and so many more organizations. And this, like people said before, this isn't going to stop, and we'd really like to see more response from the school district, hearing the outcry from the public. Because just because 80% of the people don't read doesn't mean 80% of the people want to be chipped. And it's not fair to those 20% to actually read and pay attention and do research and use the internet for more than just junk for the mind. We're here trying to spread nutrition for the mind and out there making a stand, because this is really an infringement on all our civil liberties, and it's direct contrary to what the United States of America is. Unless, in fact, we're going to entertain both sides, and this is indeed the United States of the New World Order electronic surveillance grid. Thank you, overlords.
Thank you, Mr. Medina. Letitia Ailman. Yes, Ms. Ailman.
Good evening, board. My name is Leticia Aleman. I am a Northside parent. I have 4 students in the schools. I used to teach in Northside, and I've also substituted at Anson Jones before. I'm here to also oppose this RFID program that I understand is a pilot. Apparently starting in those schools and hopefully, in my view, ending in those schools. I do believe that it is a waste of our taxpayer money, number one, at this current economic times in our nation, in our schools. And I do also believe that it is an intrusion into our privacy and our civil liberties. If it was brought up in a bond issue, I believe it should have been more clearly stated, maybe more meetings held. I know letters were sent out, but I really believe that most of us who care and are involved in our students' education did not know about it when it was up for any kind of vote. I believe that the RFID, as mentioned before, is dehumanizing, especially if students are wanting to seek counseling or, join organizations. This is something that would possibly single them out or make them uncomfortable. Also, unauthorized use was mentioned. Other people can obtain reading devices. And I certainly wouldn't want my elementary student tracked by some criminal or pedophile who may also access the readers. Also, the tags, as mentioned, could be hidden in objects eventually. I mean, I know we don't want to go there. We're a great school district. I have enjoyed even working for you. I just can't see us dehumanizing our students this way. I really believe that we should address it further. I'm concerned also, as mentioned before, about the electromagnetic radiation that has already been studied quite a bit, and perhaps our district should even look further into that. What effect that is for our students to be carrying those things around from preschool, for 12 years. God forbid. But I oppose RFIDs. I stand with the parents and students who oppose them, and also appreciate the groups like ACLU, Constitutional Alliance, Caspian, EFF, and others who are supporting us. And thank you for your time. Thank you.
Gabriela Rivera.
Hello, my name is Gabriela, and I currently attend John Marshall High School. The ID issue was recently brought up in my classroom by my teacher, and he explained how the procedure was going on John Jay. And one of the girls stood up and said, "What if I forget my ID somewhere?" And her friend agreed and said she's had to replace hers several times throughout the year. Then a boy behind me whispered to his friend that he would just take another kid's ID when he decides to go skip class to smoke. And a lot of the other kids became uncomfortable with the idea of being marked and saying it was against their rights and religion. I can see why Northside thinks this would be helpful for attendance, but from a student's point of view, I think this ID thing is pretty useless and a waste of money. Money that could be used to buy chairs for overpopulated classes like my psychology class of 40 plus kids, or more books. So teachers like my statistics teacher don't have to print out copies of whole books on his printer, of the whole book on his printer for 30 to 45 kids that didn't get a book this year. Or buses so my 8-year-old sister doesn't have to walk 3 blocks to her bus. It's starting out small in the schools, but how far will it go? My name is Gabriela Rivera, not 55775.
My name is Stephen Hernandez, and thank you, because I fought a long time, and I'm trying not to get emotional, but to see all you people here today touch my heart, and for these two beautiful young ladies to stand up and to speak their mind, something incredible. It started out 2 weeks ago with me doing one interview on television, and then it went on to the radio. And a buddy of mine by the name of Bobby Scott cannot be here with us tonight. He was with us yesterday. If it was not for Bobby Scott calling me 6 times last week and telling me, "Turn on the radio, they're talking about you right now. You need to call this lady named Katie somebody." So I went to Joe Pag or Pag's website, contacted her. They contacted me, and this thing just blew up. I want to tell you all today there was calls made on our behalf to Washington, D.C., to the ACLU. The Texas ACLU wants to hear from me tomorrow. They wanted perfect notes taken, and tomorrow I was promised that this thing is about to blow up. If they do not stop this, we're going to send them a video. We're going to send them a video, and I have to give thanks to every person here. I may not know all your names, and I wish I had the money to take you all out to eat. I just want to tell you, from my family's heart, from my beautiful wife, my daughter, my son Vinny, and this young lady right here, thank you, every one of you. God bless you all, and thank you. I could not have asked for anything better than this.
Well, we have to thank you for coming out here and doing this.
Thanks for your service.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight and supporting me and Gabby, and we did a great thing tonight. I am so grateful for everybody that came out here and everybody that understands. I am so relieved. I feel like because of what we've done tonight, this burden will be lifted off my shoulders, and I am so grateful for that.
I'm really happy that my mom made me say something about it because I did have a lot of information about it and insight from other people and other students. And I'm glad she came out because it made me want to talk even more because she's actually going through it and I don't know what it's like. And it's really amazing that she is against it and she's not going to wear the tag. It's really awesome. And like I said, I'm Gabriela Rivera, not 557785, and I don't want to be that to anyone ever.
Yeah. Is it good? Do we all need to be chipped? I guess we do. You know what? Give me a chip. I'm not an individual. I belong to the government. The government needs to know where I'm at all times so they can get more money for me. So we should just microchip everybody and let the government take care of all of us. Just tell them no. Don't chip me, bro. Say no. Don't chip me, bro. No. Don't chip me, bro. No. Don't chip me, bro.